Cool. Okay, so for the recap, what has happened so far? Um, so, uh, after meeting a new ally in the fight against the werewolf, uh, you guys and Nox joined together in tracking the werewolf into the Swamp of Curses, a place that Nox is well familiar with, it being his favored terrain. You followed the wolf for several hours and eventually found its cave, following the glowing green blood trail it left, where you all watched it descend into darkness. Nox led the charge, with everyone else following shortly thereafter, except Finn, who stayed behind sleeping on the roof of a barn in the farmer's field because he wanted to take a nap before the surprise attack and didn't wake up when the werewolf showed up. The rest of you who attacked the werewolf made your way deeper into the cave and eventually realized that while it was getting darker as you descended, it suddenly started to get brighter. The entrance to the cave suddenly widened, and you were deposited onto a small pathway that was lined with mushrooms. That Twig realized were the same mushrooms that grew in their circle back home, and that those mushrooms were used in the healing rituals that their circle performed on wounded or sick members. Steyer proceeded to collect several bundles of those mushrooms to take back to camp to try and synthesize health potions. You guys faced the werewolf, who you quickly realized had some help in the form of a Barghest, and the werewolf himself was casting spells. After dealing the final blow to the werewolf in the form of Nox beheading it, the werewolf's head began to speak of a goddess goddess called Zernia, who had given him his power, and then began begging Zernia for forgiveness before fading away. Zernia, otherwise known to most of you as Aunt Jessie, makes a guest appearance, sporting a chic new outfit, and reveals herself as Zernia to the shock of everyone. Zernia tries yet again to draw Yask to her side, then begins to speak ill of her werewolf servant before taking her power back from him, returning him to a shriveled corpse before the corpse burst into flames and turned to dust. Nox asked several questions that didn't yield the answers he was obviously searching for. And then he led the party out of the cave and to his hideout in a somewhat safer part of the swamp, while simultaneously showing all of you, the rest of the party, why the swamp is known as the Swamp of Curses. After spending the night, you guys all returned to the village of Golden Moon, where you began your level up stuff. We'll jump back in time a little bit as Finn awakens on the roof of the barn shortly after you guys left. It's still dark outside, but Finn immediately notices that there's someone standing over him, staring at him, just watching. And after taking a moment to wake himself up and open his eyes, he realizes that the person standing in front of him is none other than Aunt Jessie.
Oh.
Oh no.
Your turn.
Your turn, Petrol.
Go ahead, Josh. Whenever you're ready.
Oh. My bad.
It's roleplay time, brother.
So I awakened to Aunt Jessie. Everything's blurry at first, but then my eyes come into clear concept. You Aunt Jessie, what are you doing here?
Oh, don't act like you're surprised to see me. I always did enjoy watching you sleep. But I don't get to have that fun anymore.
Watch me sleep. When have you What? Where was that body?
I mean, I've always found it interesting to watch beings who appear to be oceanic creatures sleep on the land. I mean, it's fascinating. But I don't know where the rest of your friends are. They scampered off into the woods. After one of my followers, now that I think about it.
So you mean to tell me it's just me and you?
Oh yes, just you and me. And the farmer sleeping downstairs, but he won't bother us.
I back up a bit. Will I be able to pull the weapon out?
I mean, you can.
I pull out my dagger. For easy quick equip.
As soon as you pull your dagger out, she immediately goes, "Oh, this won't do," and blows some dust out of her hand into your face, knocking you out immediately.
What is this?
And brother.
Bravo.
He's gone.
Anyway, Finn awakens on the couch of the farmer because he was kind and brought you inside after noticing you were asleep on his roof. And he didn't want you to sleep outside. And after realizing you didn't wake up for 24 whole hours, he started taking care of you, and you wake up at the 36-hour mark. Right somewhere around 36, 38 hours, right in there. But you've woken on this couch, startling the farmer, by the way. And that's when you notice there is an ornately carved golden ring covered in perfectly polished, clear gemstones that wasn't there before. And now that you've noticed this ring on your hand, there's a word that you hear whispered into your mind. The voice is your mother. And it only speaks one word. Wish.
Mother?
Now that we're here, I'm going to remind everyone of the dreams they had. Give Josh the dream he had but didn't know about. And then continue from there. Find my mouse. There we go. Okay.
This is quick.
So,
It won't come off.
I'll just go in order 1 to 5 this time. I'm not going to do the order because I don't remember it. For Finn, your dream is you find yourself floating in a boundless ocean, the moon hanging low and crimson in the sky above. The water around you is calm, but below the surface you sense movement. Strange humanoid shapes swim just beneath your feet, circling. A soft voice echoes in your mind, whispering, "You cannot escape what lurks beneath. Even now I wait and watch." The water turns icy cold as a pair of glowing eyes rise from the depths, staring into your soul. Just as you feel something reach for your ankle, you jolt awake. For Styre, in the dream, you stand in the center of Golden Moon, but something is wrong. The village is submerged in water, buildings swaying in slow motion as if trapped in the ocean's grip. Fish swim lazily through the streets. You try to move, but the water resists you. You hear a song, melodic, haunting, and irresistible, calling you deeper into the sea. As you turn, you see a shadowy figure at the edge of the village. Zernia, her eyes locked onto yours. Her voice cuts through the water. Your victory is hollow. My tide will rise again.
Steyer was definitely fascinated by the fish, but it was very weird that he had a drink considering he is a robot.
For Twig, you find yourself on the shore of a blackened beach, the waves crashing against the rocks. The moon is full, its reflection stretching impossibly long across the water. As you watch, the reflection begins to ripple and change. Slowly, the moon turns from silver to blood red, and from the water, a monstrous form emerges. Zernia, towering and terrible. Her voice echoes like the crash of waves. Even the moon succumbs to the depths. You too will be drawn beneath when the time comes. The beach dissolves under your feet, and you fall into the dark water below. For Nox, you dream of standing in a vast underwater temple, its pillars encrusted with coral and glowing with a faint bioluminescent light. Before you, an altar stands, drenched in the red glow of an unnatural moon shining from the surface above. Upon the altar rests a silver crescent dripping with black ichor. A voice speaks from behind you, Zernia's voice, low and commanding. You have tasted my power. You have stood in its shadow. All who deny me will be sacrificed. You too shall fall upon this altar. The crescent in your hand feels heavy as the world around you starts to tremble. Frias, our final dreamer. In your dream, you are not yourself. You feel ancient, powerful, and eternal. You stand beneath the ocean, gazing up at the surface where the light barely touches the water. All around you, strange, fish-like creatures bow in reverence. A dark, familiar presence wraps itself around your mind. My blood flows in you, child of the depths. Zernia's voice whispers, You are mine, born of the sea and its mysteries. Do you not feel the call of the depths? The power you wield is your birthright. Join me, and rule as my heir, my chosen, or deny your heritage and drown in insignificance.
Heavy stuff, man.
That's what I do best.
Traumatizer.
Yep.
Hey,
Very good at making me cry, for sure.
what color did you say that ring was?
The ring, it's a golden ring, but the stones that are wrapped around it are clear.
I may not have that, but I do have a ring. They kind of had it over there, so I just put it on since it's stuck on me now.
I also have one more update for you guys. Last time I told you that you received a moon-touched weapon, but I would have to decide what that weapon is. My decision on that is a moon-touched greatsword. That's a normal weapon you can add from just the regular inventory base game weapons. The question is, who gets it?
Steyer is definitely too fascinated in his own crossbow. He has no need for a simple greatsword.
How big are great ones?
And moon? Sure, the moon great sword sounds really nice.
By the way, Josh, you better be leveling up your character.
Oh shoot.
Moon touched great sword. Melee reaches 5 feet, d6. So do 2d6. Slashings. Two-handed weapon.
Oh fuck.
Who's better with two-handed weapons? I think is our best chance here.
I mean, I will take it given the opportunity, but I'm definitely not going to be able to use it as well as everyone else. I would probably use my crossbow over everything because of how proud I am of making it myself.
In the darkness, the unsheathed blade of the sword sheds moonlight, creating bright light in a 15-foot radius and dim light for an additional 15 feet.
How strong is it?
It's a 2d6.
I like the sound of it, but I have a great axe that's a 1d12.
You said 1d
2d6
what?
yeah.
Or 2d what?
It's 2d6.
2d6.
2d6. Okay.
So it does more damage. The greatsword does more damage.
Yeah, like I said, I'm content with my crossbow. I will take it because I'm an item hoarder, but other than
Well,
that,
Josh, you said your weapon is like 1d12?
Yeah, my great axe is actually a 1d12 plus 3.
Which plus 3. Plus 3 for strength.
Yeah, yeah.
So it'd be 2d6 plus 3 then.
No, wait, my bad. No, that's my other character. This one's a 1d12 plus 1. My hit DC is a plus 4, though, with it.
Yeah, it's just because you get to add your proficiency bonus.
Yeah, I was
And
thinking,
Greatsword
of
does
my
more
other one.
damage.
My other
Yeah,
one
the great sword on average,
3.
the great sword on average would do higher damage.
Really?
Yes.
My weapon's already a 2d6.
The lowest it can get is 2 plus whatever your strength bonus is.
I mean, I'll take
Really?
it. My weapon's already there.
yeah, your average roll is also going to be a 7 instead of a 6.
Could be.
It's a little heavy. For you. And you guys have already.
I'm about to take it because I like having items, but if anyone else wants it,
I'll take it.
I
Okay.
can carry it, I think. But yeah, you can. I think my great axe will be good enough, to be honest.
Add to equipment.
Yeah, I think my great axe is good
Where'd
enough.
it go?
If someone else needs it, they can.
Let me see this thing real quick.
I was thinking
It's-
about it,
that's
but
what
this is not
use.
something you ask could use. I don't think.
Oh
If you
my weapon's already two-handed. I'm stupid.
if it's something you use, it would increase your combat ability.
I mean, I think it would make sense that Twig would get it. I mean, it's giant mushroom creature, moonlight, that kind of figures. Mushrooms like moonlight. I'm assuming it just makes sense to me.
It would enhance your combat ability.
Yeah, I vote Twig gets it.
Whoever gets it gets
I
a
am proficient.
increase to their combat efficiency. I think
I think we
everybody's proficient except Emily.
Of course.
I could use it, but it's a little heavy for my style.
Right.
Twig's a little heavy for this.
I think it would be best.
Twig is actually very light.
No, they are.
And I don't like a lot of light.
Yeah, that's the part that's counter
Right.
to your style.
Twig is
Twig is-
already a beacon, so it doesn't make a difference. I think that would be best then.
The beacon. I got
If we
this
had-
one now.
Straight human fighter type, that would be the guy to give it to. Or gal.
Oh yeah, supposed to be leveling up.
God damn it, Josh.
What?
God loves you. I leveled up. I just haven't done my curse yet. I have a level 6 option.
Alrighty. So, who's taking the sword?
Twig is, yes.
Okay.
die
Let's
for
go
it.
with the party.
So, as you guys head back into town and Finn awakes, um, you all arrive outside of the mayor's office at the same time.
We finally awake.
As I hand over to you guys.
So we're all in front of the mayor's office. We've all just walked into Finn.
Where the fuck have you been?
Well,
Where
these
have I
guys are.
been?
Yeah, I'm standing back. I don't know who or what it is.
Sarah's gonna walk up to Finn and be like, "Check this out," or whatever, and start bringing Finn over to Nox's bow.
Where have I been? Where y'all been?
Check this out.
Who's this guy?
I think the
What
question
have
is,
I missed? How long? What have I missed?
What
I've
are
only
you?
been asleep for like one night. I don't know. I've been asleep for like 3 days.
As Finn is explaining this, the bow that Nox gave me, I'm showing it off to Josh like it's the coolest thing ever, and completely disregarding the rest of the situation.
By the way, Josh, we did the math and it was only about 36 to 40 hours you were asleep, not 3 days.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Finn should explain what he looks like and what he is. Not.
That is a very good point. Hey, Finn, please introduce yourself to our newest member.
Will do. It's nice to meet you. My name's Finn. I'm a Lokatha blood hunter, and I am in the form of a shark. I take the form of a great white. I got scars all over my body, and I got a chain around me because I grew up with them, and they are a part of me now. I believe there's a chain around my tail and one around my neck, and I have a picture. I know there's one around my neck that goes down to my chest, and there's one around my tail with scars across my chest, my arms, my face, because as a young fish person, I went through some torment, and also through my blood hunting contracts, I got injured on my body growing up doing more contracts. So some scars is from some past torment, and some scars is from my jobs I've been doing. And I keep the chains as a reminder of one of my past sections. I'm like, how tall am I? Keep clicking on the wrong thing. I'm like
You're like
5,
7 feet tall.
10. Oh, 17. Oh, I keep thinking of the other one. I'm like, yeah, I'm like 7 foot tall, maybe 6. And I think I got a scar coming down my mouth. And I have a kind of like a sailor's coat on. I have a long coat on that's also torn with a lantern on my side that I keep with me at all times. And I think that's. Can I stop clicking on that? If I had a picture, I was not ready for that. Blue eyes and think that's it. Did I have something on the left side of my body? A picture somewhere. I did not save it to my favorites. Nice. From the top of my head, that's what I could think of. I did this. Save the picture to my favorites, so it's somewhere in here. But yeah, from the top of my head, that's what I could think of. Finn Dorsorn is my real name, full name.
So, How does
well lit.
how does Nox feel about this large shark man he's
You
now faced with?
resemble a Sahagin.
What?
You resemble a Sahagin.
At Hawkins?
Sahagin. You're looking at, I'll just describe to you what you're looking at. You're looking at a 5'7" ish. It's hard to tell. It's in that range. Uh, Most likely elf. Scarred face. Scarred face. Scars probably elsewhere on his body too, by the way the look of it. Um, Poorly healed, like he didn't have access to a healer when the scars were made. Um, he's dressed in, like, you've seen a quilt how it's stitched together.
I have.
It's okay. His cloak and his I'm gonna say it, surcoat over his armor is quilted together leather in varying degrees and patterns, stitched and oiled. It's well cared for, but it's camouflage pattern, like a woodland camouflage. So it's all varying shapes and patched and stitched together. A lot of stitch work went into this clothing item. Um, it is does seem to stand out in a city setting, but you're fairly certain that if you were in the swamp, it would be next to invisible in the foliage. Um,
Smart. That's smart.
um, his he his eyes are typically, well, at this point in time, because we were coming in the city. Um, his 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 eyes are show remnants of a grease that he had wiped off of his face, and he has a like a triangular bandage down off of his face that is of the same type of material, only it's cloth, thin kind of sackcloth that is stitched in the pattern, same patterns, um, that that would blend easily with shadows. He's carrying a very well elven crafted bow, and visibly he can see probably a rapier that he could use one handed, with the bow in one hand and the sword in the other. His quivers up over his back is full of arrows, and other than that, he's pretty plain to look at. Um, he
Looks like you're
carries
well
himself.
taken care of.
But his gear is well taken care of. That's something that, if you're a fighter, that's something you would probably pick up on. Even though it
But
looks like it's patchwork stuff, it looks very well cared for and oiled.
forget to say
And
I got a great axe and a dagger
yeah,
and a crossbow. Looks
um,
like you've been through the ring with all these scars as well.
I've had my time.
As you guys are sort of introducing yourselves, um, the mayor, Mayor Eliza Thornfield, steps out of the mayor's office, seeing you guys out front, um, and is just immediately like, "Adventurers, did you do it? You told me of your plan, but did you do it?"
Look over at Yask.
The mayor did.
They
Looking over at all of
they were
y'all.
they were successful, Madam Mayor.
And look at this bow that I got, and I start shoving the bow in their face or whatever, and
Oh
pointing at
my
all the
god.
ingredients.
That bow
Successful
is
with
also that bow is normal, but it's also well elven crafted.
successful with what y'all did. Wait, how long have I been out exactly?
You've been out, I want to say, uh, over a day and a half.
I could have sworn I've just been asleep for overnight. The freak.
Are
No,
you by chance
we
susceptible
killed the werewolf.
to
I was-
sleep?
my face changed because I genuinely did just remember. I remember what happened before I got knocked back out. But I still
Knocked
didn't know.
back out.
I
Sorry,
didn't
knocked
remember.
back?
But I still didn't know how long I was out. It's like, oh, I remember before I got knocked back out.
Who
And
knocked
then-
you out?
Oh, but I got a story for y'all. Looking at my ring, I got a story for y'all that I
In
don't
front of the mayor.
understand myself. Oh, I'm sorry, madam. This is probably a bad time. These are the ones you should ask, because I personally don't know what's going on at this very moment.
Madam Mayor, the murderer of children is deceased. Should bother you no more.
Y'all killed it? Dang, I missed a lot.
That's
I
awful.
turn to Finn and I kind of whisper in his ear. I wouldn't say we killed it.
We'll explain everything later. There's a lot that doesn't make sense to me right now. I'm hoping y'all can maybe help me out a bit.
Sarah's gonna walk over and start checking out the ring.
So, just as in last session, the mayor leads you guys inside and up to her secretary's desk, and she shows you the silver chest that is on the ground behind the desk. This is all we could get together for you. I'm sorry we don't have more.
Do we get to
And-
keep the chest?
Yeah, I mean it's the same like silver chest y'all got last time with the moon medallions, the moon touched weapon, and all that stuff.
I see.
It was 5 golden moon medallions, a moon touched weapon, which was a greatsword, 2 potions of greater healing, a cloak of the moon's grace, and 500 gold pieces divided amongst you.
Cloak of the Moon's Grace.
Yes,
There's how many of them?
5.
So each of us get a 100.
Yes,
You get 100 gold.
yes, sir.
Got paid for sleeping. Look at that.
Nice.
Right on.
You would get 100 if it was divided amongst all 5 of you.
Should we
If you-
divide it among?
If you feel it should be divided amongst all 5.
I feel that's fair.
Yeah, he did help. He's helped before, so he's part of our group.
I was helping this whole time except for this last time, which I really don't understand what's going on. And I look at Yask when I say that.
Not now, but I promise I'll explain it soon.
By the way,
I have reasons for looking at you. But it's not an evil look, it's just a stare that's of concern.
And Yask will look back over and sending back an understanding look.
okay, so Styre, when you get this golden moon medallion, which is basically just like a big like metal, but it's got a golden moon carved into it. You can feel magic coming from it, but you don't know exactly what it is.
Ring?
Also, you felt it from his ring. It was very powerful, but you don't know what it is.
Fire is the artificer.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes. Yes, that is correct.
It would behoove us for you to identify any of these magical items that have heretofore have not been, and outline their properties before we try to use them.
Twig, are you still going to summon your wagon? as you did last time.
Yeah, and showed Nox my children.
Yes. Okay, so that's
Nox
also
will
good.
Knox will show a side of himself that heretofore nobody has seen. He's been very stern and aloof, but children make him happy.
Oh, my
Oh.
children.
So, before we carry on, how exactly did this guy come into the picture?
He makes really cool
Good that you
bows.
asked that. Okay,
We
yes,
had a common enemy.
he makes real cool
I think
bows, but he's also a really good archer.
Well, he's walking with y'all here. I'm assuming y'all know him enough. Or something.
we had a common enemy.
Common enemy. Who
And
may that be?
now,
We were hunting the killer of children.
Aunt Jessie
Guy we
has
were
claimed him.
searching for. Aunt
Aunt Jess-
Jessie, you say? Funny
It's-
you should say that name.
You
What do you
fell asleep
mean?
on
What do you mean?
I'll
Stars
explain it
getting-
when we get in the wagon.
Star is getting very impatient. He wants to identify these. You can see he's just like stepping closer and stepping closer.
You go ahead.
Do you want me to go ahead? Okay, I'm gonna cast identify.
On which item?
The moon cape, or was it
The Cloak of the Moon?
cloak of the moon? Yes.
The Cloak of the Moon is it is a dark blue hooded cloak adorned with silver thread in the shape of constellations. It grants the wearer advantage on stealth checks made at night or in low light conditions.
Very cool.
For a bit of flair, when in those low light or at night conditions, there's almost like a silver glow around the cloak, making the wearer appear slightly translucent.
Ooh, very cool. Like a pseudo invisibility cloak from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I see. Very cool. And then I will cast Identify again for the Moon Sword, which we have already.
That's our,
Yeah, we've already gone through it, but
Yeah, it sheds dim light in a 10-foot radius when drawn.
right. And then
It also
another
counts.
15.
It also counts as magical for the purposes of overcoming resistance and immunity to non-magical attacks.
Ooh, very cool.
The pommel on the sword is a crescent moon. A silver crescent moon.
Ooh. And then, was there any other items that were not normally identifiable?
The golden moon medallion and Finn's ring.
Okay, I'll use. I'll do the medallion first.
So the golden moon medallions. Each medallion grants the wearer advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed by lycanthropes or fiends for 7 days.
For 7 days, is it consumed after 7 days, or can it only be worn for 7 days?
You only get the effect for 7 days.
Okay. So if you keep on wearing it, you only get the same effect, or if you take it off, you continue to get the effect for 7 days.
Once you wear it, the effect is activated, even if you take it off.
Okay, I see. For only 7 days, and then
Like while you have it on you, yeah.
I see.
But if you take it off, you lose the effect, and it loses that charge.
Oh, okay. So everyone gets one chance at it. I see.
Pretty much.
Okay, cool. And then I'll use my final first level spell slot to identify his rank.
Steyr, you identify this ring.
Oh, come on.
And you can immediately tell there are two things happening on this ring. One of them is a curse, and the other one is a very powerful spell.
I see.
The curse just makes it where the ring cannot be removed. But the spell is the wish spell.
Why go
Because a wish can be anything.
If I'm asking the game, I don't know the story behind the ring. I'm waiting for you to tell me.
Well, I'm just identifying it. I don't know the history behind it, but I am definitely fascinated by it. I'm looking at her or whatever with big eyes, like this is something really special. And as I'm explaining it,
Interesting.
you're muted, by the way, Knox.
I meant to be.
Oh,
I
see.
was calling Caleb evil.
But I will warn Finn that I do know that a wish has to be said perfectly, or it's as if a monkey's paw. One finger curls down. As much as you get an advantage, you get an equal and opposite disadvantage to it, if not said properly.
But the only thing you have to do to cast that spell is say, I wish blank. So, if at any time while that ring is stuck on your finger, you say, man, I wish whatever, it happens.
And then it is consumed and cannot be brought back. And it cannot be taken off your finger either.
And the results of the wish are at the evil Caleb's discretion.
So I
What?
can't say.
Don't even try it.
In the same sentence at all.
Don't say the words I wish.
I wouldn't wear it until you're ready for it.
Okay.
He woke up with it on his finger. He can't take it off.
Oh,
The
it's already
problem-
bound to him. Okay.
The problem about that, I cannot take this off. And I want to get
Yes,
one
that's-
wish from it.
Yes.
Don't say the word. Just
What happens if I make one again? Like, explain that part again. I was wondering about the ring.
If you ever put the two words "I wish" and then some command afterwards, it happens no matter what, and it has to be said very well and very well scripted. If you say, "Man, I wish I had $100, 100 deer could spawn in," it has to be said very well with absolutely no ambiguation to the sentence.
I don't know if this is a curse or a gift.
That was the point.
I need that as a meme now. Just, I wish I had $100 and $100 show up.
I mean, you're the artist.
No, I think I'm just gonna make like a really shitty Photoshop edit. I think that would make it better.
Can
Draw
he
a
wish?
really
Can he wish to remove the ring?
Yeah, I mean, he could wish to remove the ring. But that would use his wish.
Yeah,
But then could we put on the ring?
Theoretically. But you would know from casting Identify, the ring, it's like a spell scroll.
Oh,
It has one use of wish, and then it's gone.
I see. That makes sense.
Can it grant anyone?
Here, let me look up the wish spell and read it to you.
I'll be able to hear you guys because you're not out of range. So I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
I could.
I thought he was in his underwear.
I did too.
I could end this campaign and just kill it.
I'm glad we were all on the same page.
All right.
here.
Now,
How
let
much-
me start off by reading the exact description of the wish spell. Okay. Let me cast my screen to you guys.
So I essentially have unknown powers.
There we go. Now. Oh, no. No. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Not basic genie rules. Like I said, let me read it. Wish. Wish is the mightiest spell a mortal can cast. By simply speaking aloud, you can alter reality itself. The basic use of this spell is to duplicate any other spell of level 8 or lower. If you use it this way, you don't need to meet any requirements to cast that spell, including costly components. The spell simply takes effect. Alternatively, you can create one of the following effects of your choice. Object creation. You can create one object of up to 25,000 gold pieces in value that isn't a magic item. The object can be no more than 300 feet in any dimension, and it appears in an unoccupied space that you can see on the ground. Instant health. You allow yourself and up to 20 creatures that you can see to regain all hit points, and you end all effects on them as listed in the Greater Restoration spell. Resistance. You grant up to 10 creatures that you can see resistance to one damage type that you choose. This resistance is permanent. Spell immunity. You can grant up to 10 creatures you can see immunity to a single spell or other magical effect for 8 hours. Sudden learning. You replace one of your feats with another feat for which you are eligible. You lose all the benefits of the old feat and gain the benefits of the new one. You can't replace a feat that is a prerequisite for any of your other feats or features. Roll redo. You undo a single recent event by forcing a reroll of any die roll made within the last round, including your last turn. Reality reshapes itself to accommodate the new result. For example, a wish spell could undo an ally's failed saving throw or a foe's critical hit. You can force the reroll to be made with advantage or disadvantage, and you choose whether to use the reroll or the original roll. And finally, reshape reality. You may wish for something not included in any of the other effects. To do so, state your wish to the DM as precisely as possible. The DM has great latitude in ruling what occurs in such an instance. The greater the wish, the greater the likelihood that something goes wrong. This spell might simply fail. The effect you desire might be achieved only in part, or you might suffer an unforeseen consequence as a result of how you worded the wish. For example, wishing that a villain were dead might propel you forward in time to a period when that villain is no longer alive, effectively removing you from the game. Similarly, wishing for a legendary magic item or an artifact might instantly transport you to the presence of the item's current owner. If your wish is granted and its effects have consequences for a whole community, region, or world, you are likely to attract powerful foes. If your wish would affect a god, the god's divine servants might instantly intervene to prevent it or to encourage you to craft the wish in a particular way. If your wish would undo the multiverse itself, threaten the city of Sigil, or affect the Lady of Pain in any way, you see an image of her in your mind for a moment. She shakes her head, and your wish fails. The stress of casting Wish to produce any effect other than duplicating another spell weakens you. After enduring that stress, each time you cast a spell until you finish a long rest, you take 1d10 necrotic damage per level of that spell. This damage can't be reduced or prevented in any way. In addition, your strength score becomes 3 for 2d4 days. For each of those days that you spend resting and doing nothing more than light activity, your remaining recovery time decreases by 2 days. Finally, there is a 33% chance that you are 33% chance that you are unable to cast Wish ever again if you suffer this stress.
My notes say Finn now has a wish spell. Oh no.
Yep. And all you have to say is the magic words. I like how you quickly reworded that. I want you guys to know I fully expect this to be cast by the end of the session.
Hear those words now. Well,
I'm just scared of the stress.
since we're all together, should we go back to our inn place or something? Are we expected anywhere?
I mean, you guys need to let the king know you finished it, but that's about it.
What's the again?
The Emperor.
The emperor.
The emperor that you didn't name.
So
Yeah, it's my fault.
I'm like my mother.
I'll fully accept the blame for that one.
His name is Cusco.
No, his name is
You got it.
So
I just forgot how to pronounce it.
I want to say
Jimu.
the most strangest thing about this whole ring situation is the voice I heard inside my head.
What do you mean?
It was the sound of my mother saying the word that I should not say without possible dire consequence of this ring.
Saying the word I should not say.
I was wondering.
You know I'm very wordful for past campaigns. This is making me suffer.
I
As
wish
we
you
had to
all
suffer
were
for you
here.
missing 2 sessions.
You gave one of the most talkative players a daunting task.
Feel my wrath.
This is the ultimate curse for Josh. Yeah.
Yeah, the real curse wasn't that he can't take the ring off, it's that he can't talk.
Just looks at Yask and slowly shakes their head
Yes,
like
be
a
careful
parent
what he
does.
says.
Yeah, he has to think before he speaks. That's the worst thing you could have done for him.
I think Finn's motto is act first, think later.
Which is also Steyer's and Navario's. So
Yeah, so Carson can't say anything about it either.
yep.
Should we go speak to Emperor Jimmy?
If someone touches the ring on Josh's finger and says, "I wish," does it grant a wish?
No, because the ring is bound to him.
Okay, it is bound to him.
Don't you have to be wearing it, not touching it?
Put it up his finger and he was automatically attuned to it.
Yep. That was the curse.
Any idea where it came from? Like, I think this
I
is a good
still-
time for me to explain my story.
Yeah, while you guys are loading into the wagon on your way back to the capital.
Steyer's gonna be working on a potion while Finn explains his story.
Is this wagon extra dimensional?
It's just
I don't see how we fit in it.
a normal wagon.
I mean, like, it's a big wagon. Like, you walk in, it's basically like an old, like, gypsy caravan wagon. And, like, you step in the door, and it's a pretty big room. So, like, all of you could comfortably fit inside. It's like, it's a pretty big wagon.
But the children aren't there.
It keeps changing the status like that. Every time I look, it's slightly different.
But yeah, so
Did I hear
Finn.
them talking from outside the wagon?
I mean,
Did you say I can't bend my finger? You said something about bending your finger earlier.
no, not as far as I know.
I said the monkey's paw. I think the finger draws down on the monkey's paw when I was talking about the ring.
I thought it was something about if something gets casted from it.
Oh no, I mean when you cast the spell, your strength score is automatically 3 for 2d4 days.
But the ring disappears. Oh, wait, no, a spell. Sheesh. I don't think I have any spells. So we're loading up in the wagon.
That's what I heard. Yeah, we're loading in the wagon.
Okay. Do you think this ring has anything to do with Aunt Jessie? As I look around at y'all,
Why would you say that?
What happened for you to think that?
why would I say that? Well, gee, I wonder.
Well,
I mean, you said you'd tell everybody.
All time.
You said you'd tell everybody the story once you got in the wagon. So,
when you see Finn after like
Okay.
not being with him for like over a day, and we immediately start fighting him.
Okay.
Wait, hold
I
on.
do
But
apologize.
why?
I-
Hold on. So why would you say this would have anything to do with Aunt Jessie? You've been asleep on a roof for a day and a half.
I do for once actually apologize. Yes, I'm just on the fence about many things. One of them being this ring and possible Aunt Jessie. So, from the time period I was apparently asleep for almost 2 days, when I thought it was just one night, I woke up and y'all was gone. But you know who wasn't gone? You want to take a guess?
The farmer?
Who was
Farmer?
with me? No, not just the farmer. Good old Aunt Jessie was by my side when I awoke, staring me down, watching me sleep, being creepy, and says she loves to watch me sleep, and that she's done it before. This has something to do with the.
Aunt Jessie was watching you sleep, and then you woke up with a ring on your finger.
No, I woke up.
Is this Aunt Jessie the same one we know as the goddess
Yes.
that's causing us so
Yes.
much trouble?
Yes, the evil
Uh-huh.
god. Maybe I
I
need
see.
to straighten my mind out more and make this more clear.
And you went to sleep in her presence?
You could say that. I awoke into Aunt Jessie standing over me. Never batted an eye, so I backed up. Tried to talk to her. I'm like, what are you doing here? And she's just, oh, I love watching you sleep. It's like watching me sleep, and so I'm trying to get answers out of her. She had no idea where y'all was. The only thing she said was, last she remembers possibly was y'all went chasing one of her followers. I don't know who that follower is, but I backed up and I'm like, it's just me and her. She wasn't giving me no answer, so I pulled out my dagger. Right when I did, she blew something in my face, and the last thing I remember was everything went black. And then I woke up on the couch to y'all coming in with the ring on my finger and the voice of my mother saying a word in my head. The
What word was that?
well, the one to cast this ring.
Oh, Good that you didn't say it.
I like that you're testing him.
But the thing is, though, that's why I'm asking if this has something to do with Aunt Jessie. But why was it my mother's voice that said it in my head?
You don't suspect that a goddess can sound like anybody, especially of her children, creatures born of the sea, such as yourself?
I suppose.
His mom is human, right?
No, his mom is a sea elf.
I apologize.
His mom is a sea elf, but he's adopted.
I forgot to tell you that, dogs.
Yeah, you
I'm a
very
dog.
much appear a Sahagin.
Well, I come bearing peace with you now, as long as I can trust you.
So what you're saying is that she met with you first because we encountered her while fighting the werewolf.
Oh, so
Yes.
y'all got the werewolf. That's it. Y'all was fighting the werewolf.
Who
Y'all
turned
encountered.
out to be some poor soul cursed by her, I think. I'm not entirely sure what happened there.
I think it was
He
hinted
sounded
that he was
like
a follower.
That's it.
He sounded like he asked for that. That curse.
Do you think this is gonna try and convert me to her side?
Not if you let it.
Steyer, you would have detected it had it been. You detected everything that was happening magically with the ring.
I see.
I don't know if I still want this on me or not.
You can
Well, you
always
don't
wish
have
to
a
get rid of
choice.
it and waste your wish.
I got so much power.
What if he doesn't like takes his finger with it?
I don't know if I want to take it off at the same time. I mean, I quite literally have the power of a deity in my finger right now.
The ring's power corrupts easily.
Which is probably her plan.
Absolute
Which
power
means you should
corrupts
let it.
absolutely.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Uncle Ben. Returning to the journey.
I have to think about this more.
Returning to the journey. You guys have a 3-day travel ahead of you in the wagon. So, um, yeah, I'll use my weed dice. I've got weed dice. They look like smoky green. The 20 is a weed leaf.
Ah, yes, the weed dice.
They're called Bardic Inspiration was the name of the dice.
Fitting.
I got you guys.
I've been trying not to buy more dice.
I like 20 cents.
I've got the best dice.
Your first day of traveling goes by without a hitch. It's a nice day.
We can check
At the
off
end
a
of it-
long rest.
Yes.
I
Um,
accidentally said the two words, but I like stop myself or has it initiated process?
it has initiated the process.
So I won't be able to say nothing else afterwards. Ever. Or it'll do it.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Okay.
All right. You guys get a long rest after that first day of travel, and you begin on your second day. Your second day of travel. You set out in the morning, everything's looking fine, and suddenly it becomes eerily foggy. Just middle of the day. A strange fog rolls in, it gets thicker, and you can no longer see the road. You can barely see the horses in front of the wagon pulling it.
My horses.
But does this song come?
Twig, you may want to get on one of the horses out front and wield your moon sword and light their way. That might be-
Rudolph.
Yes,
Just duct tape it to the front horse's nose.
you could unicorn them. Yeah.
I'm going to get up on top of the wagon and try to hide myself up there, flatten out and hide myself.
If you want, I have a light spell.
I mean, I will say, it's not dark, you just can't see through this fog.
Isn't it that like kind of makes it worse?
Yes.
You would say we get a full rest of the wagon on our first day, right?
Oh, yeah. The wagon is extremely comfortable. It's just packed full of random shit that you could sleep on. As far as hiding on the top of the wagon goes, I don't know how well that's gonna go. When you get up there, you quickly realize that it's got like the roof is like angled like that, and at the very top is like a chimney pipe, and that's the only place you could hide is with that chimney pipe.
So
Is there
I
like a driver's spot?
Yeah, at the front.
Yeah, I'll just duck down inside that then.
So you're sitting next to Twig in the front.
I guess I am, but I'm like trying not to be seen.
Okay.
I have a gust of wind spell that can disperse it so you can see in front of us better.
Okay.
Noggin.
I'm gonna hey, I grabbed it for a reason. Probably not this reason, but
Yeah, I'm gonna duck down in the seat. I got a stealth of 22 there. Try and hide.
Oh yeah, that does it. Between Twig's, like the front of the wagon for Twig to be able to sit in it is massive. Like you can probably just crouch down and you're hidden by the little like footrest thing that goes up in front.
Yeah.
Like
Okay, that's
crouching,
kind of what I-
you're hiding behind that. It's massive to fit the size of Twig. Emily, Yask is casting that spell.
yes, it'll create a line of strong wind 60 feet long and 10 feet wide.
Okay.
In any direction I choose.
And you're going to cast it straight in front of the wagon? Like down the road?
Yes.
So, you cast it. Is that a cantrip or a leveled?
Give me a second. It is. I don't know. It calls it a second level evocation to
Yep,
concentration.
it's second level then. So make sure to mark off that spell slot.
Alright.
Okay. So, as this line of wind fires forward and disperses the fog 60 feet in front of you, the horses immediately stop. You feel the wagon jolt to a halt. Almost at about the end of that 60 feet, just where it starts to get real foggy again, there's a pack of wolves. The horses will not move.
Oh shit.
They look natural or in sorrel.
Yeah, I mean, as far as you can tell from here, they look just like a pack of hunting wolves. They were roaming looking for something to eat and got stopped.
I tell Twig since I'm sitting right beside her. Suspect druidic magic the fog.
Biggs gonna let out 3 clicks to alert everybody in the wagon.
So y'all think this is attack against us right now, or ambush of some sort?
I think we just got unlucky, man.
Hopefully, that's all it is.
Do we want to try?
I think we got pretty lucky, all things considered, because otherwise they would have attacked us in the fog. So we were able to see them at a distance.
That could be true. That is also very true.
How do we want to proceed?
Can
I would say
ranger friend hit 60 feet?
I can definitely hit 60 feet. I can hit 2 shots at 60 feet.
What about Nox though?
Oh, I can hit that.
Nox should have no problem hitting 60 feet.
Yeah.
Twig is going to look
My
at Nox.
crossbow, my crossbow goes up
you-
to 80.
Can you do
But I'm gonna
anything about
dismount and
that?
get closer.
Use the
Oh,
fog to your advantage, little one.
Oh, yeah, anywhere you try to hide in the fog, you have advantage on hiding.
Okay. Because I do have Mask of the Wild too. Let me roll another.
You also could have the Cloak of the Moon, but that wouldn't help you in this exact situation.
Does it give you a stealth advantage roll?
Yes, it does. In dim light.
Which I would have to say would be fog as well.
No, because it's not less bright.
Oh, okay.
Carson, have you ever driven in fog?
It's darker than it would be than if there was no fog.
But it's not considered night or low light.
Okay.
So
I
I'm
can
trying
argue
to
that.
get within 30 feet of those wolves. How's the wind?
It's not moving at all.
No wind? Okay.
So while Nox is making his
How many
way,
of
I
them-
would like to start taking pot shots from on top of the wagon.
Should probably move closer than that. I mean, they're 60 feet away.
Pretty good shot. I've got a scoped bow. Or scoped crossbow. So
It's very stoked.
So,
stoked. I mean,
if you want to
scoped.
try and fire on them, go right on ahead.
That's going to be a 19 plus 7 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Cool, and I get to take 2 shots every turn. So
You have to roll to hit both of those. Now that Steyer's hit that first shot, everybody roll advantage, or sorry, initiative.
Wow.
Natural
Damn.
20.
That would be
That's 4 for me.
That'd be 16.
18 plus 1 is 19.
I go on 24.
What about Steyer?
do you want me to roll initiative or do I?
Yeah, you'll still roll initiative,
Okay,
but you still get that surprise round.
I got a 7.
And Yesk.
I got a 4. I'm glad I got
Alright.
my terrible roll out of the way now.
Okay, so yeah, anyway, Steyer, you still got your full surprise round. I just needed that so I could actually damage these wolves in the encounter builder.
Okay, I see. Okay, and my second shot's damage is going to be.
You have to roll to hit.
Yeah, I did. I did, and I got 24.
Oh, okay.
My second one,
I got you.
which is going to be a 13. So 20, or not 20, 18 total.
Were both of those shots at the same wolf?
Yes, they were.
You guys watch as Steyer whips out his crossbow, takes aim carefully, and just fires it at an astonishing speed. One arrow hits a wolf, it turns. The second arrow hits it, it falls over dead. The rest
How
of the
many of 'em
wolves, you can see 3 still standing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an easy encounter, but it's still an encounter.
So,
But you'll go first. But the wolves have
I will
turned
use some
and started coming
they're
towards you.
starting to run
Coming towards you.
towards. Okay. Let's see. It's a wisdom saving throw at 13 for the wolves when I get within 30 feet of them.
They're making a wisdom saving throw.
Yep, because I'm using the animal ring of animal friendship to cast fear on them. In the packet.
Does that work on all 3 of them?
You project a phantasmal image of the creature's worst fear. Each creature in a 30-foot cone must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or drop whatever it is holding and become frightened for the duration. While frightened by this spell, the creature can dash action move away from you by the safest available route on each of its turns, unless there is nowhere to go, nowhere to move. If the creature ends its turn in a location where it doesn't have a line of sight of you, the creature can make a wisdom saving throw. On a successful save, the spell ends for that creature.
Okay, so the first wolf got a 15, the second wolf got a 12, and the third wolf got an 11.
The 2 take off.
Yep. But one is still standing his ground.
Oh, that's my action. I'm gonna take a cunning action and try to hide again.
All right, go ahead and roll your stealth.
Woo! I got a total of 11, a natural 1.
But you have advantage in the fog.
Oh, I do? Okay.
Nice.
15.
Nice. Yeah, that succeeds. It's not difficult to hide in this fog. You just take a couple steps in and you're gone. Next is Finn.
Yeah, it's an unnatural fog, right?
You get the feeling that this is not natural fog. There's nothing nearby that would indicate this fog. Hey Josh, it's your turn. You're muted. Josh?
He passed out on the roof.
Nice.
Gosh.
He's gone. He's gone.
I guess Josh forfeits his turn.
Uh,
I hear music.
Yes, the music.
I have a music bot in Discord.
Oh.
You can control its volume on the side just like everybody else's. If it's too loud or anything.
I guess we need to skip Finn.
Yeah, I guess he forfeits his turn.
Yeah. What would he do? And I'll go for him.
Josh would probably just use his most generic attack.
Oh, there he is.
Great act.
There he is.
Hi, I'm sorry about that. I had a very important matter to attend to.
Oh, you're fine.
A water bug.
That is very important.
That sounds very important.
Hear me out. If I don't get rid of the water bug, that water bug legally owns my room for the night.
It makes sense.
I stole the water bug for the night. Good God, I didn't get it. Alright,
Man, I really want one now.
Wow, that's wow. I water. No, okay. I hear battle music. I
You're
heard
so
something
proud.
about an attack. Sounds like it's my turn to attack someone.
It is.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
How many are there? Who are we attacking?
There are 3 wolves. 2 of them ran the opposite direction, and one of them is still headed towards you.
Hey, gonna take that one out. The one coming towards us for me. Yeah, he's coming towards me. This will be a good hit. I will use my great axe. That's a perfect swing right there.
He's getting run out. Bonk on the head.
Yeah. Great axe.
I will say,
6 plus.
they were 60 feet away, and you can only move 30.
Oh, they are 60 feet away. 5 from it. That won't reach. If I moved up, would I be able to hit him? If he's coming towards me?
They're 60 feet away. You can move towards them 30 feet.
You don't have any ranged weapons?
I got a crossbow.
That would probably be best.
Yeah. 17 plus 4 to hit.
That hits.
But it's a 1d8 plus 1 damage, though.
You never know, you could hit a 9.
Yeah. Could. But I got a 3 plus 1, so 4.
Better than
But
nothing.
he's right in my sight, so I just with the cock to just right on him. Coming straight to me, you can't miss it.
You said 4 damage?
Yes. May as well go ahead and reload another one. Just in case.
All right. That is going to be Wolf B. The wolf that is going to run away. You said if they end their turn without line of sight, they can make another wisdom saving throw?
Yes.
Okay. He fails that one too. Cool. That one's dead. And now we are at Twig. You got 2 wolves running the opposite direction, one running towards you. It's taken 1 arrow.
Okay. I have a longbow, so I'm gonna do it.
Up to 600.
Goes 150 to 600.
So
600
this wolf's
disadvantage.
this wolf's a little close for the range of your bow.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is a point blank shot.
What about the other ones?
The other ones are not to 150. They would be. Their speed is 40 feet, so they're about 100. The other two are about 100 feet away. But they've gone into the fog, so they can't see anything.
I scared it.
Yeah, it's still come back.
Yeah, it's not her turn yet.
How close are you?
The one wolf is still 60 feet away. He hasn't gotten a turn to run towards you yet.
I ain't got anything.
You can always use your turn to dodge.
I've never used dodge.
All you have to do is dodge, and then they have roll advantage if they try to attack you.
Disadvantage.
Or yeah, disadvantage.
Okay. Guess I'll do that.
Okay. So next is the other wolf that was running away. That's gonna be a 17, baby.
I'm not scared of him.
That one is going to turn and get ready to run back because he's 140 feet away. But he's without movement. I would probably consider him just out of the fight.
I see.
Anyway, next is your turn, Styre.
Cool, my favorite turn. That's gonna be a 9 plus 7, 16 to hit.
That hits.
And a 9 plus 4, 13 damage.
What were you doing? How are you hitting it? Did you shoot at it?
Or yeah, with my heavy crossbow. I'm
Okay.
shooting at it. And then I'm going to attack again.
I mean, the one you shot fell dead.
Oh, is there anything else alive?
Nothing that you can see. The two living ones, the other two that are alive, ran off into the fog because they were scared of Nox.
I see. Fair enough. All right. With that, I guess we won that encounter. I feel like we should investigate these dogs. There's something kind of weird going on about them. Or these wolves, rather.
Stay on my wagon.
We can just bring the wagon closer to it. Yeah. I'm gonna keep an eye on horses just in case something jumps out.
I'm gonna watch this proceeding from cover. From concealment, I should say.
So, you go up to these. Hold on. You go up to these wolves and investigate them. Would you like to roll investigation, please?
I would love to roll investigation. Wait, hang on. Let me go to skills. And
I'm just gonna remain hidden and observe these guys.
10 for investigation. 4 plus 6.
So a 10, What'd you get on investigation, Knox? Sorry.
I'm gonna actually observe from a distance this whole proceeding, so, but I'm gonna roll survival for second attack on whatever might be that brought these guys around.
Okay.
How
Like
does
if there's human tracks with it or humanoid tracks
Mhm.
with the wolf track.
And then what's that twig
24?
for investigation? Okay. So Twig and Styre, you look at these wolves, they look normal. You don't notice anything off about them. Styre, you don't immediately get a sense that there's any magic or anything on them. They seem like normal wolves. And
I got a
for
21 on the track.
for survival, Nox, you look at the tracks. First, you study where they came from and where they went to. You notice that there's a pair of deer tracks along where they were following. That happened.
Fog's still unnatural, right?
Yes. You still have the feeling that it's an unnatural fog, but everything about this seems to be just normal activity.
All right, so it looks like they were hunting a stag or some sort of deer or like that, and then we just happen to, but there's a fog. Fog is the unnatural part. So I'm gonna keep doing circles around the wagon, checking for what might have caused the fog, or who, more importantly.
Styre is still a little bit wary of the wolves. He's going to dissect one of them and check out its internal organs.
What did you just say?
Styre is going to dissect one of the wolves and check out its internal organs. There's something he just doesn't like about it.
Styre dissects the wolf, peeling it
Yes.
open, digs around in its organs for a little while, and comes to the conclusion that these look like normal wolf organs.
Okay, cool. That
Crazy.
satisfies him.
Style just being typical style.
To be fair, I watched 1982's John Carpenter's The Thing, so just a little bit paranoid over wolves.
Such a good movie.
I see Knox
That is a
shaking
good
his head. Knox thinking the same thing. It's crazy. We all know in the chance you'll just cut something open.
They're not getting any deader. I mean,
What's next? And then the
So-
organs will chill for me.
How do you proceed?
Tyre's gonna get back inside and start working on the potion. So I guess he's worked on it for 2 days now.
Yep. So,
So, yeah, I'm gonna continue as when we get to the wall of fog again, I'm gonna take the lead by the middle of the harness in the front of the horses, and use my tracking ability to keep us on the road and work our way through the fog at a walking pace.
roll survival. Please, sir.
The 19.
Oh, yeah. So you lead them through at that walking pace. It takes you about an hour, but you eventually are out of the fog. and are able to carry on.
Nice.
Even stranger, when you turn around to get back into the wagon, you realize that there's no fog behind you. That looks like completely clear land.
Yeah. There was somebody. I suspect, and I will announce this to the troop here. I suspect there was somebody back there with fog, not natural fog. That's
I
from my
see.
training. That person probably wasn't expecting with the level of response we got.
So you continue. The rest of the second day without no issues. You have a night's rest. You travel the third day. There are no issues the third day either. Third day passes without issues. You arrive at the gates of the capital. You are at the gates of Yanabe.
Somebody else take a point.
Go to Vietnam. Stay to Vietnam.
From here.
Do you guys enter the city?
Yes.
I'm down for entering the city.
So, I mean, you walk up to the gates. It's this like beautiful, like ornately carved, humongous wooden gate. Um, there are carvings, ornate carvings, all in this gate of like cherry blossoms, cherry trees, and the city's crest. As you enter into the city, yeah, everything seems normal. You walk through the capital city. Knox, you were originally from here, correct?
Yeah, I know the city pretty well.
As you walk through the streets, every corner you turn, every step you take, it's just bringing up all these terrible memories from your past. I mean, I wouldn't say they're all terrible. You have some good memories of the city. But I think from what you've told me, most of them were pretty bad.
Yeah.
Um, like, would Knox have trouble moving forward through the city, or would he just go through?
No, he'd just be in survival mode. He'd be watching everything. His hood would be up, not wanting to be recognized by any of the guild, and he would because now he's taller. He's clearly not one of them anymore. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
He's more of a child of the wilderness now. But
The pain is still there.
technically, and technically he's still one of them, and he's still abusing he escaped to the woods.
So,
He charged and
as you walk through, um, you arrive at the palace with these humongous doors. The Palace of Yanabe for Knox looks like a traditional Japanese building, like the paper walls and all that, whole 9 yards, except it looks like it was built for a Titan. It's huge. It's like normal proportions, but huge. And some minotaur in samurai armor open these massive doors. I think I said like 12 minotaur on each door have to open them. Massive doors. Huge. And you walk into this first room. Um, inside, inside of this room is insane. It's massive. I'm talking like 40-foot plus ceilings. And there's big long tables all over this room. And the tables are covered in food, wine, every alcohol you could imagine, every food item you could imagine. And everyone in this room is celebrating. There's probably 60 settings per table. There's like 4 of these tables. It's a massive amount of people all celebrating and having a great time. Up on the throne, which is on an elevated like pedestal at the far end of the room, is this Leonin. Whom everyone else would know as the Emperor. At the foot of the throne, past all these big tables, there's a smaller table with 5 place settings. They are all empty. There is no one sitting at them. At the door, a tabaxi woman meets you. She introduces herself as Sable. All of you will recognize that she is slender and very graceful in her movements. She's sleek, short fur patterned in silvery gray spots that resemble a snow leopard. She has large golden eyes and wears a simple yet elegant dark blue tunic adorned with delicate silver embroidery along the collar and cuffs to symbolize her role within the palace. A small crescent moon pendant hangs around her neck, a keepsake from her homeland. She ushers you inside and walks you to the short table. As you get seated, she leaves the table. And after some time, you've all sat down, I imagine. She comes back with a turtle. He's wearing like straight up traditional like tuxedo, white shirt, waiter. Except he's a turtle. He introduces himself as Tidewalker. You guys will notice that he's an elderly turtle with a very weathered olive green shell. His face is pretty gentle and wise. He has soft wrinkles around his darker eyes. And he's wearing, like I said, that tuxedo straight up. He asks you what you would like to eat.
Sire doesn't eat, so he's not going to say anything.
What could I get for you, sir?
I'm gonna have what do you got in meat dishes?
Anything you could imagine, sir. Whatever you like. If we don't have it, we'll go out and fetch it.
They go to
Steak,
grab me some more to
potatoes,
kill.
and carrots.
That sounds like a fine meal, sir. And for you, large fish man.
Um,
I mean, we keep fish in the back alive in order to serve them after they've been cooked and they remain fresh for longer. I'm sure the cook could get you a live fish if that's what you would like.
that is actually, I would in fact would very much enjoy that. A big one. And then a salmon for dessert.
I'll see what we can do.
Much obliged.
And you, large mushroom person.
Trail have a lot of rotting meat around, so
What a strange group.
a lot of vegetables,
Hey,
perhaps.
I love
Maybe just a
turtles.
big,
Go push it.
just a big pile of vegetables, if that's doable.
I believe I can make that happen. Would you prefer them cooked any certain way?
Any way does.
The chef's specialty, then. Gotcha. And
I'm shocked.
you, I don't believe I don't believe I've ever seen anyone like you. He's looking at Yask, unsure whether male, female, species, not sure.
My mind's drawing a blank. Hold on.
What would the ask like to
Y'all have whiskey.
Why, yes, sir. We could get you a fine whiskey.
See, now that will make me a little bit more normal, wouldn't it?
Who said the status? I stopped listening with the first one.
I got Dragonborn here. That tends to be my favorite.
I will not kill a man, if that's what you're asking.
Me? No, no. What was the name of the whiskey I told you last time?
Dragon's Breath?
Dragon's Breath. Yes, thank you.
How did you remember that?
Me?
I always remember.
I remember the weirdest details that aren't necessary.
Dragon's Breath whiskey. Yes, I can get you some.
I do have it. Dragon's Breath whiskey. Right here on my front page.
I can acquire some for you.
That was like a year ago.
Dragon's
I have it in my book. That would be much appreciated. Thank you very much.
I also don't think that was the same session. I think that is a different
No,
different
No.
again.
no.
Start
It's
Start
just the
pipes back up.
Because I remember because I had to go to drink because I drank it from the expensive quality tavern. And I got the Dragon's Breath from that tavern. The Gilded Griffin's Goblet Tavern is where I
And-
drank the
And he was the only person who could buy anything because he was the only person with money.
That's what it is. You're right. That was back in Naffisea.
Yeah, because it's Seeds of Naffis. It was
Because he asked what the most expensive thing they had was.
Styre was gonna say
Dragon's
something?
Breath.
Steyer's going to say, "You said we could have anything."
Within reason.
Steyer's gonna kind of look at him or whatever, look back down, and step back.
I don't know.
Well, now I gotta know.
Really good.
Tilt water.
I can do that, sir. He's still just staring at Yask, waiting for her to order. Tell him anything.
What kind of soups are available?
I mean, what kind of soup would you like? The chefs can whip up anything.
I'll take French onion if you have it.
Oh, I'm certain they can.
I'm pulling shit out of my ass right now.
It's canon. Yes, close. Fresh onion soup. It's canon now. It's canon.
The
Like, that's what
turtle
they would eat a lot back home.
the turtle turns and would go in. He goes into what you assume would be the kitchen, to put in your order.
Shakes his head.
As soon as he gets in the door, the grand hall falls silent as Emperor Jimmu, seated upon his golden throne, addresses you. His voice is warm, yet dignified, resonating through the vast chamber. Brave adventurers, I owe you a great debt of gratitude. You have upheld your end of the bargain with courage and skill, and I am deeply grateful for the service you have rendered to our empire. Naffisea shall indeed receive the aid and supplies it so desperately needs. I've already dispatched my finest emissaries to oversee the preparations, and I assure you that the city will find relief under our watchful care. But, if I may request yet another favor. He pauses, a shadow of concern crossing his face. My trusted advisor, Lord Takahiro, has fallen ill with a strange affliction that our healers have yet to identify or cure. He is a loyal servant to the Empire, and his wisdom has been my guide through many trials. This illness has left him weakened, and though he lingers, his condition worsens each day. If you would be willing, I would ask that you aid us once more by investigating this sickness, discovering its cause, and if the gods permit, a cure. Would not only save a valued friend, but would spare our people from further fear and worry. You will have all the resources and support I can provide on your journey. Know that, should you accept, the Empire will be forever in your debt.
I look at Twig and go, shrug my shoulders like, why not?
He regards each of you with a solemn nod. The choice, as always, is yours. May the blessings of the realm be with you, whatever you decide. And he turns and just starts going back about his business, talking to the various people that are around him.
Well,
After some time, the turtle comes back. He gives each of you a plate. You all got what you ordered. Finn, you receive a fish bowl with a fish in it swimming around. Fish bowl, just a regular, like 1 gallon fish bowl with a small fish swimming around in it. I will say, like, this is typical fancy people food where, like, you pay $800 and you get a plate that's big around with, like, 2 drops of rice on it.
I guess I can't complain. It is free, right? Is there whiskey at least?
Oh, yes, he brings you your whiskey.
Thank you. You know what? I'll get my own food.
And yeah, like, the whiskey's even in, like, a big tankard.
Oh yeah.
To be fair, all of the drinks are in a tankard.
I may just keep this for a pet.
Yeah, there's basically just, like, a goldfish-sized salmon swimming around in the bowl.
I hope that fish fights back.
Yes, Junior.
What was that,
Okay.
Knox?
I said the habitat would be too small to keep it as a pet. It's best you eat it.
What a shame. We'll get bigger appetite.
You ordered it.
Expected to be
It's-
it to be bigger.
Not
The
fish.
fish.
Portable.
Not affordable.
Portable.
Very portable.
It's hard to move it around from place to place.
What a shame. But it's nice knowing you asked Junior what it lasted.
I'm glad you've already named it.
I did. I do. I freaking want
I thought you were about to say the word. Continue, Kim.
I want you to know, I fully stopped paying attention to everything going on and was just listening to Josh.
Continue with your.
You ain't gonna get me that easily.
Waiting for the moment.
Don't forget when I got that pet from the unicorn. I
We'll
said
see
my
in 2
pet.
days
I'm good with my words.
when we embark on this new adventure.
So,
I say we do.
A small fist.
I fully guarantee that he's going to forget by the next time we play. And the first thing he's going to say is, I wish.
This
I
is
wish.
the first
I
time
wish
I've
I was a fish way down in the ocean.
Anyway, Caleb, continue with the explanations of everything.
I mean, like I said, it's the same as like a typical rich people restaurant. Like all the portions are extremely small, but probably cost a fortune.
If you ask soup like a little cup.
It's basically just a little bowl and there's like 2 spoonfuls of soup in the bottom of it.
Did I get a plate for me to mess with?
He didn't even bring you a plate.
Oh man, I'm disappointed.
Eat the plate.
I'm gonna ask if I can get a plate if he's walking by.
You want a plate? Just an
Yes.
empty plate?
He feels left
Yes.
out.
Oh, okay. I'll grab you one.
Excuse me, lady.
Yes.
Say polite. With all due respect, I know this is a fancy place. Just out of curiosity, what is the biggest dish y'all got here, based on size and quantity?
I mean, I would say your fish bowl is probably the largest dish I've carried to this room today.
Food-wise, not both.
He's
I
trying to
mean-
get more food.
Yes.
He turns and points to like the tables behind him and behind you that you all walked past to get to this table. Like the tables are covered in like there's a full turkey on that one. They're like on one of the tables it's got like the full fucking hog with the apple in its mouth.
Is this free or are we paying?
The emperor has covered all costs of this celebration.
If you don't mind, I'll take the big chicken wing on the side.
I'm just gonna
Us-
say, out of everyone, I feel like price should be less of a problem to you.
Yeah.
I don't want to accidentally get in debt of 10 of those pieces.
You have more.
I know, but that was very greatly hurt my riches.
This is
Sarah's gonna ask for his plate again.
Yes, I would
This
like
is
to
the
impose turkey dish, please? Thank you.
It's a 10.
Do
Yeah.
you guys not understand this is the Emperor's hospitality? We should just be gracious.
Great. Okay.
Like,
Do you understand the consequences of offending an emperor?
That's why I'm asking very nice.
You
I chose,
can't.
I chose the water bottle first time. I'm trying to see maybe
If you ever try to make Finn try to think logically, you're always gonna fail.
so the turtle turns around, takes a deep breath, and lets out a very long sigh. And then he walks to the kitchen with his head down.
Is he gonna go and get my plate?
After some time,
They are the best Naffisea has to offer, apparently.
Did he get my dish?
after some time, he comes back. He lays an empty plate in front of Steyer.
Sarah's gonna intercept it before it even touches the table and start looking at it and inspecting it.
He turns around and walks back to the kitchen. After a little bit longer, he turns and comes back carrying a giant, like, roasting pan with a full turkey in it and sits it down in the middle of the table.
Josh,
What's the reason?
you could do the funniest thing ever and say that you don't want it.
I have something.
Why can you not do that?
It's tempting, actually, but I guess it's a kind of. Thank you. Sure. Waiter, I appreciate it.
He turns around, does that long sigh again, walks into the kitchen. He will not return for the rest of the night.
Well, no,
I was about to say.
I want to give us something. I was trying to con him. Seeing if something else happened.
Yeah, like even if you're like standing up and screaming like "Sir, sir," nothing.
Josh,
Doesn't even respond.
Can I say I want to tip him? Can I say I want to tip him when he's coming out?
He doesn't even care at this point about money. He just wants to get out of there.
I was literally finna tip him 100 rupees.
Josh, you can walk into the kitchen. Don't worry.
Stop
I was
encouraging
fixing-
him.
I was fixing to tip him
Yeah,
100
I'm
gold
sure the
pieces. I'm
guards
dead
will-
serious.
I'm sure the guards will be okay with that.
I was fixing
You
to
should have
tip
just
him. I
gone
can
home.
give him- Oh well. Where's my silverware? Oh
So,
well.
is our ending going to be accepting or denying his request, and then that's when we'll end? Okay.
Yes, it will be.
Yes.
After all this, I vote we
Well-
accept the request.
Who speaks for the group?
Yes.
Yask
I mean,
speaks for the group.
Yes.
Would you
I don't see why
go
not.
ahead and accept his?
You've
please
always
go
spoken
ahead
for the
and
group.
accept.
Yeah, I accept as well.
I
I
accept.
will
After all this,
accept.
it would be
Hey Carson, read that text I sent you.
be such
Yeah, I
things
did.
if we did accept after all of this.
I don't see why we shouldn't. I mean,
Strengthen the bond of Everhold and Yanabe.
yeah, exactly. I say we take it.
Let's do it.
Hold on, I sent Carson a text.
Star is going to inspect his plate, and as he's inspecting it, he's going to drop it and shatter it.
Style.
He doesn't really have a reaction to breaking the plate. He says we have to go home. Like he looks at everyone and says we have to go home.
We have to
You're
go
good
home.
with me to do bad things, but you just play.
He starts like grabbing everyone's plates or whatever, and like ushering everyone to come with him.
Can I grab him?
What are you doing?
He just keeps on repeating himself. He says, "We have to go home."
Sire,
What's
calm
the
down.
meaning of this? Explain it.
As soon as the plate hit the floor, like a whole bunch of servants run over and start cleaning it up.
Yeah, he keeps on repeating himself. He doesn't really give any explanation, but he just says, "We have to go back to Naffisea." That's the best explanation. He said we need to go home 3 times, and then he says we need to go back to Naffisea, and then he says we need to go home like 4 or 5 more times.
I need you to calm yourself.
Okay, let's.
Naffisea.
Listen, calm down.
What's
Can
the
we
meaning?
can
of
we
this?
talk to the Emperor first? Because even then, if we need to go home, it's gonna take a minute. It's gonna take
He's-
a boat
We,
trip.
we can't just leave. We have to at least tell him that we're leaving.
You gotta get
Skylar,
a
like-
boat trip.
Steyer raises his voice, something he would not usually do, and says, "We have to go home now."
Sire, do you want to go on the boat if we have to talk to someone?
We don't have to go on the boat. We just need to be there.
We can't just be there, Sire. We have to take time.
Okay.
In the
Okay,
mom voice.
We
We can
just have
go.
to go.
We can't just go. It's not something we can do. The water is dangerous to us now. We have
Steyer's gonna grab the plate with the turkey on it and drop it to the ground and say, "We have to go now."
We cannot go right now.
The turkey has hit the floor.
At this point, like servants are coming over
I already
and
ate the turkey. I already ate the turkey. And finished my list.
at this point the servants are coming over and like trying to check on you guys and figure out what's going on. And some of the guard have come up and are starting to usher you guys out.
Sorry, you're getting us kicked out. Look at what you're doing. What's the problem?
Steyer just
Explain
keeps
it
on
before
saying,
you
"We
get
have
in
to go
jail."
home," until he gets out. We all get kicked out.
Okay, let's step outside. But this better be important.
You need
This
to step
better
outside.
be good.
But when we get outside, you need to stay beside us and
I've
talk
always had-
to us, okay?
I've always had your back, but if this isn't important, I'm going to smack you. What's
I'm
the
gonna
issue?
disappear in the crowd. And
It's
watch
gone.
this
He left.
going on.
We apologize on behalf of our Manic friend. We will be leaving. Have no idea what's going on. I say to the servants and the guard, so that
least
we
with
don't
the
go
16.
to jail. So that we don't go to jail.
You disappear pretty easily. Yeah. It's
So-
not difficult. There's a bunch of people everywhere.
Everyone but
And
Knox
I'm
is.
following him
getting
out.
outside.
I'm just
Everyone but
Not
not
with
We're,
them.
Wilson
we're,
was outside.
we're,
You know what
we're
I mean?
leaving. We are sorry. Steyer, talk while we walk. What's wrong?
Steyer says we need to go home again.
Okay.
We
we've
need more
under-
detail.
We've understood that, Styra. We need to know why we need to go home. Can you explain? Do you feel in danger? Did someone tell you?
Steyer
we
kind
need
of
to go home?
Steyer nods his head when you say, "Are we in danger?"
We are in danger. Okay. Can you explain or
what?
point out what exactly is causing the danger?
We need to go home.
Alright,
What's
I got
in
that.
danger?
I got that.
Oh.
I got that. Are we in danger? Is it the Emperor?
Or is
Steyer's gonna-
Naffisea in danger?
Before you finish, "Are we in danger?" Steyer's gonna yell, "We are in danger." I don't know if we're outside yet, and then he's gonna start trying to usher everyone out.
Right. Is
Oh.
it someone in Yanabe?
Steyer's not listening to anyone. He's grabbing people and trying to pull them out the door.
Okay.
Okay, let's just go. I never seen him act like this. This is a ruthless, emotionless bot,
Are you? Is he?
and
just-
he's
Sorry.
freaking out. So I think we should just walk outside.
We-
just
we
so
all,
you
like-
can explain it.
We'll go outside to talk to Styre.
Yes. Okay. We go outside. We're outside. Can you explain it to us? Are we in danger?
I would
Is
like to try and
Naffisea
help
in danger?
usher everyone into the wagon.
Yeah, let's go in the wagon.
So we're all in the wagon now.
We are in the wagon.
Yes. Yes.
Steyer's going to grab the reins of the horses and start.
They will.
What's
They
that?
will not listen to you.
Oh, they won't listen to me. I guess he would probably know that. Steyer's going to ask us to ask you to send the horses to the port so we can leave.
Styre, I'm I'm not
We have
gonna
to
go
talk to the
anywhere until you tell
Emperor.
me what's happening.
We're
We
in
have to
great
talk to the
danger.
Emperor.
The longer we stay, the more danger we get in. We need to go
understand.
now.
Explain it to us.
I understand that we're in danger. Is it the Emperor that's the problem, or is it someone in Yanabe that's the problem? Because we killed the werewolf. He just wanted help with his friend. Is it his friend that's the problem?
Star's going to look around or whatever and say, it doesn't look like he's trying to tell the truth, but he's going to say that Aunt Jessie's trying to kill us all. It's just not a very good explanation. Just that is the best you can get out of it.
Yes,
Is the Emperor the danger to us? Is it the Emperor?
He repeats himself. We need to go now. Styre is now steaming out of every single chimney. He's getting red hot.
Okay, Styre, if you stay here and we go in there and tell him we're leaving, will you be okay?
Styre says he's gonna do it. He's gonna rush out of the wagon, and then like you can hear him yell at everyone, and then rush back into the wagon and say, "We have to go now."
I'm gonna grab onto Twig's arm and say, "Let's just go."
Okay. I just don't want this to ruin our chances with King Atlan.
I will send a letter explaining everything as soon as we get back on the boat.
And get the
Alright,
explanation from him.
I will move the wagon to
But now on the
Follow the
trip,
wagon.
can you explain more of this to us as we
I'll
travel?
follow the wagon through town.
Styre says he's gonna explain what's going on when we get to the port.
Okay.
We have a whole travel there. Why wait so long?
He says it'll put us in danger. He tells us now. Tells y'all now.
Like that calm mom voice. We'll move forward.
As
Although
you're
we hate
riding,
horses.
as you're riding in the wagon, I'm gonna start drafting up a letter to send to the Emperor before we get on the boat. That way it gets to him as soon as possible.
The visual of Styre running out. We're leaving! And goes,
Yes,
You
wouldn't
just
you
hear
want
like
to
the little
race?
patter of his feet both ways.
the metal patter of his feet.
Tack, 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 tack.
I'm
Alright.
guessing what's ever going on. We shouldn't put in this letter that Yask is writing, since you don't want to say anything,
You'll
Styre.
just say that Styre started having a meltdown and wanted to go home.
I was just gonna
But
say
that
that
would've been-
that
that
there's an
would've been-
emergency and we needed to leave.
That would have been good enough reason for us to abandon the Emperor.
And then I'm going to profusely apologize.
So we head to
That-
the port.
How long is it gonna take us to get to the port?
It's probably. So the thing about it is the wagon will not fit down the streets. You'll have to go on foot from there. The only streets that are big enough are the ones right around the Capitol leading from the gate. But to get back to the dock, you have to go through smaller streets and through like the poorer part, like the ghetto of the city. Not really anywhere you can put it, but like you know that it can't be accessed without your say so, without major complications.
Only the horses not moving.
And you would be alerted to it happening.
I'll grab my children. And I'll leave them there. We'll telepathically communicate to Nox that we are going to the port.
Can I answer her back
Yes.
when she does that?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm right here with you guys. You just can't
We can't ask questions right now. We just have to go.
Alrighty, we're gonna go to the port.
Trig's the one driving. I feel like we have to.
I'm
take
gonna-
time for
I'm gonna tell
conversation.
Nox to watch our backs.
So you guys proceed through the streets, going the way that you were led the last time you went through here, back to the port. After about an hour's walk, you arrive on the dock.
I didn't expect to be back here so soon.
Star's gonna usher
know,
everyone
right?
onto the boat.
But before he does that, I'm going to find the nearest, I don't know what you call it, the people that kind of like watch over the ships on the port. I'm going to hand them the letter that I wrote and tell them to get this to the Emperor as soon as possible.
Did you
King Alan.
Did you at least write in the note that we will be back as soon as possible so that the
Does-
Emperor doesn't
does
think we
Steyr
abandoned him?
Does Sire see you write the letter?
Yeah, I wrote it on the way there.
Right as you're about to give the letter to someone, I'm going to take the letter and shred it.
Steyr!
What is
What are
that
you
you
doing?
do?
I'm going to grab onto your wrist and rip it out of your hand and just shred it into all the pieces it can. I'm glowing red hot now. You can't see the brass anymore. I am straight red and saying we have to go now and grabbing everyone.
Okay.
We can't move the boat until someone knows.
Fixing to restrain you. What's going on? I'm inch from restraining you.
Steyr try and restrain Steyr, and it's not going to end well. We are getting
Wait.
onto this boat now.
You are steaming hot. I shouldn't touch you, probably.
I can see a smile on Caleb's face, and it is scaring me.
What's the problem?
You're going.
You're ripping Yask's arm off about.
I'm gonna put my hands up in defense and just nod and start walking to the boat.
Okay, we're getting on the boat. It's like a fire pulls a
Someone-
gun.
Someone tell the Emperor that we will be back one day.
Does everyone get onto the boat?
Yes.
Okay, Steyr is going to kick. You know how there's usually a ramp to the boat?
I get on last. Yeah.
He's going to stomp the ramp and shatter it.
Are we hijacking
What?
a boat?
No,
Are we stealing
fuck.
the boat right now?
Steyr, after breaking it,
Yes.
is going to pull up his crossbow
Yes,
and
Mr.
guard any exit to the boat.
Where's Mr. Triton dude? Yeah.
Sorry, I need you.
Now be the time for me to have Triton.
I need you to calm down and explain to us why you're
Steyr
destroying everything.
Steyr going to cut you off and say, "You need to calm down," or whatever, and aim the crossbow at you.
I am calm.
I pull out my crossbow and aim it at Steyr.
Don't you ever aim your crap at me while I have my children in my arms.
Oh, you aimed the crossbow at me?
Yes. Put the weapon down.
I'm
And
gonna.
calm down.
The second you pull up that crossbow, I'm gonna take a shot.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Hold on.
We were supposed to end 25 minutes ago. I don't think that's
This is fine.
needed anymore.
This is
Yeah.
fine.
I take a shot back.
Oh my gosh.
Do I have? Can I make that? I mean, he's still aiming at me. Does that give me? What is it called? Not the first roll, or does it give me advantage? I don't know.
I'm going to cover both
No.
my children's eyes with like each hand.
How do we determine who makes the first shot?
Dexterity roll?
So, you said you would fire. Finn said he would fire because you fired. So, you fire.
I'm gonna fire trying to hit Finn.
Roll to hit.
Is it possible for me to jump between them?
Roll dexterity.
I will not allow you to jump in front of us.
You better make a dexterity roll to catch.
I got a 19 to hit.
Dexterity roll to catch.
Emily, are you jumping in front of them?
Yes, give me a second.
I rolled for dexterity to catch, yeah.
Well, we gotta get Yask's rolled first.
I know.
That's a 16.
How about a 21?
So, Yask jumps, and she very much would have ended up between them, crossbow bolt hitting her, save for the fact that Twig jumps and moves her out of the way.
I just catch it. I was
I'm going to
The
yell out and scream for both of them to put their weapons down.
I fired after he did. Like, has mine fired yet,
yes.
or did I restrain myself?
What is your roll to hit?
I rolled a hit.
Have you made the music like atmospheric to this encounter?
I didn't change the music.
I rolled a hit. I got a
Stars on the edge of this boat.
14 plus 4, so 18.
Does 18 hit Styre?
Yes, 18 hits.
Okay. So
But I also have my second action on my turn. I can hit twice.
Styre fires. The bolt hits Finn. Finn fires. The bolt hits Styre.
And then Styre fires again.
If you would like to.
I've had
At
your
this
back
point-
this whole
We're
time.
not in
What? The fuck?
combat turns. You guys can still act freely if you would like.
At this point, I'm just
26
swirling.
to hit for, did Twig or Yask or Twig got in the way the most
No.
for Josh?
I
Neither of them actually got in the way.
caught
Yask jumped, Twig caught her. Neither of them were in front of you.
The gas is pretty much like.
Yeah, I'll aim.
And for what? You'll aim for what? Uh-oh.
Alright,
He won't roll what and that died.
how close is he?
My computer died.
Oh. Okay.
My bad.
It cut off at you'll aim.
I aim and fire at Josh for 26 to hit.
Take damage from this, right?
Yes. I mean, neither of you guys have rolled damage yet. So, Styre, if you'll give me the damage rolls for those two. And Josh,
Hang
the
on one
damage roll for
second.
yours.
I got it. 3.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
It's making me download or update the app. God dang it, to roll dice. I might have a dice roller. Hang on.
I do. Okay.
My God.
Caleb,
Yes.
sleight of
Pro,
hand, do you
come
use,
on, give me a break.
mooring line or something of that nature?
Sorry, you cut out.
I said, I'll
Roll
give you a
2d6.
mooring
Roll 1d10.
line. I said, I'm going to use a mooring line or something of that nature to trip Styre up, possibly cause him to fall into the bay.
Styre is going to roll for 8 damage and miss. Despite being able to hit, he's going to miss.
Interesting.
And I'm going to use sleight of hand to do that from hiding.
Okay.
I got 3 damage though.
So, Styre took 3 damage. Finn takes 8 damage.
And then Styre
And
takes
then-
the second shot. And he's freaking out a little bit too much right now, and he just fires randomly.
Okay. Nox, you grab that mooring line because Styre broke the plank to board, but the boat's still tied up to the dock.
Yeah.
So yeah, you pull the mooring line.
And I use it to trip him and throw him into the bay, and I got a 27 with a natural 20.
So yeah, You guys watch as Styre flies over the edge, lands in the water, and as soon as he hits the water, you would expect, like, because he's glowing hot, you would expect like steam or something, but no, it's just a poof. A poof. Like
What do
dust.
you mean by a poof?
Like a cloud
It's
of
like
smoke?
dust
I
as
want
he hits the
to-
water.
I want to try and break
I
free
didn't mean
from
to kill
Twig's
him. I was
grasp
just trying to get him
and
wet.
jump into the water.
Okay, it's a strength roll against man.
Did the second one hit me, by the way?
That is right.
I'm bleeding.
If you're trying to prevent her from getting out of it, yes. She'll roll strength against yours.
Roll strength. I also baby girl.
I'll crossbow away.
You have a good chance. You should roll.
I pull my great
What'd you get?
just to have
I
it in hand.
got a 12.
Oh my god. I got a 18.
Yeah.
So Twig's going to try to hold you back, but you still just end up getting out.
You know, I immediately jumped to the water.
Gonna startle him.
Okay, I'm gonna make my way back to the car. That was fun. Thank you very much for the yogurt. Bye. I had my computer and I had my leftovers.
We need to finish this like plot shattering thing.
Well, I'll just sit in my car so I can leave as soon as.
Is that Noah in the background?
I. Yes.
Carson, is that Noah?
Okay, we'll do. I'm just heading to my car.
Carson,
Yes.
is that Noah?
Yes, that was Noah.
Tell them I said hi.
Okay. We'll do.
So what happened to Steyer?
Already left. I'll tell him.
Okay.
I'm about to find out.
Okay, so Emily, roll your strength. What is your save?
Oh, she got it.
I got it.
Okay.
She started like jumping out.
You dive into the water. As you go through the water, you realize like there's like black dust or ash almost floating on the surface of the water. And as you plunge in, you see no signs that Styre was ever even in the water. As Yask hits the water, Styre poofs up onto the deck of the ship in a cloud of black smoke.
What?
I do what?
Is he exhausted or gas?
So Yask dove into the water, realized you weren't there, and as she hit the water, you popped back up onto the deck out of another cloud of smoke.
So I'm like writhing at this point. I am still. Wait. Yeah, I am still red hot writhing on the ground or whatever, and I'm basically no motor functions, almost like a baby, just like, you know, flailing arms and everything like that, and just having a tantrum on the deck. I am flipping out.
Are you finna attack someone again?
I wouldn't get close to me, but I'm not really attacking anyone. Just kind of moving indiscriminately, very harshly. So if you got hit, it's because you're getting too close.
I'm gonna get on this like the railing of the boat and scream for Yask to ride out of the water.
Is a 5-foot range of hit close enough for me to get hit too then?
Yes.
How much damage would it be if he hit me with his arm?
He'd have to roll it.
I'm gonna organize the sailors to put him in the scuppers with a hose pipe on it.
What's screaming for Yask's attention do you think?
Because of how quickly you guys boarded, and then Styre broke the plank, all of them are still on the dock. There are no sailors on the boat.
So, Twig is...
They were all ashore.
Twig focused on yes, right?
Yes.
Sailors on the dock. Knox is... He threw his rope
Their fire bucket is getting emptied. I'm throwing buckets of water on it.
Okay. So,
Every time you hit him with a bucket of water, a poof, and then a reappear. Every time.
As long as well, the reason for that is I don't want that deck to get hot enough, get fire. I'm preventing the ship from going into this upper.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to hit him one more time. See if he launches another attack at me. Or what I thought was another attack at me. I feel kind of mad. Would my attack make a
Kill.
move?
I said, would screaming do anything for Yask's attention?
Was it?
I said, would screaming do anything for Yask's attention? And Yak just
Probably.
He never responded.
Sorry. Yeah, it probably it should.
I said I would scream for Yask's attention to come out of the water, and Caleb never responded. He said it might have done something.
Could I hit him again? 'Cause that's
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it would hit him. 'Cause it is that.
Yeah, it would hit.
I'm not trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are you trying to do non-lethal damage?
Because I'm hitting him with the great axe.
Yeah. So non-lethal damage?
But he has a lot of health, doesn't he? I'm just trying to make him weaker. Yeah, non-lethal. Non-lethal.
By the way, you would notice that like the like scratch from where your initial arrow hit him isn't there. And where he was standing, there is a puddle of gray goo.
I'm going to do non-lethal and go through with it and try something out. But how would I do that with the last 40? How does non-lethal work?
You say you're doing
just does
non-lethal
damage,
damage?
I can't go past 1
Does
or
he
0
normally leak?
HP.
Sorry?
Does he normally leak gray goo?
No?
I don't notice. I would say I don't notice it because
Nor does he normally self-heal.
I'm going to go through with the attack.
I'm a
Roll damage.
I got 10.
Nox, being from the swamp, roll roll investigation with advantage.
I got 10 damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. I played it.
I got 17.
17. The only creature you know that can do the things that are happening right now is a slod.
Before anything happens, could I
Slide.
telepathically communicate with Yask?
Being that it's gray goo, you'd probably assume a gray slod.
And what do I know about them?
You would know that slod are you'd know that slod are typically from another realm, and they come to other realms in search of a master. When they find one, they'll obey their orders. Gray slod in particular have the ability to shapeshift.
Alrighty then.
After damage was taken on me, I'm going to stop writhing on the ground, and I'm going to scale one of the masts and start making my way between each one of the masts and like jumping across between them, ripping them in the process.
So I struck him with my axe. Does that make a lot of that
He's-
pot of goo fall down?
I'm gonna make Yeah, it's more goo fall out when Josh hit him with the axe.
Yep, every time.
'Cause I 10 damage,
All right,
and
I'm gonna open up.
I put my axe away.
We're gonna need initiative now, aren't we? Or you're not gonna go into that?
Yeah, yes, you eventually will make your way up onto the boat after hearing Twig. What were you saying, Williams?
Okay, I'm gonna announce it's a gray spot, not Steyer, and I'm gonna open up.
Where's Steyer?
Wait, this isn't
Does 14
dying.
hit? Does 14 hit?
The 14 does not hit. I have an 18 to hit. Well, I don't know. I don't know if a slot has a higher or the same armor class as me.
Wait, I got critical. Don't I double the damage?
Yes, you do.
That would be 20.
Yes, you do.
That would be 20 damage.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I so Yask's gonna resurface. Can I like throw a rope down and like tell him I don't know how he's on the boat, but he's on the boat and he's not Steyer.
Carson, the Gray Slod just happens to have the same AC as you.
Okay. Cool. So a 14 does not hit.
All right. I'm gonna try something else instead of shooting arrows at you.
Put my axe back in.
Are slots susceptible to fire?
No.
I wouldn't know.
You would know that they are resistant to lightning, thunder, cold, fire, and acid damage.
And water,
I'm
apparently.
gonna continue. I'm gonna continue shooting my bow at him. Let me know when I can shoot again.
Does he have the
From-
same HP as Steyer then?
No. From here,
Does he?
I'm going to get you guys to roll initiative, and then we'll go ahead and end it, and we'll start the fight up the next time we play.
Okay.
Cool.
14 initiative.
You're gonna keep the notes on this, or
Yes.
Did 23 damage.
I got a 10.
2 initiative?
You said 22?
Yep.
And what about Yask?
Pretty fitting. I rolled a 4
Gotcha.
because I probably would not be up on the road fast enough.
But my rope is there.
I got 14.
It's gonna take me a second to get up there.
We're going to say you're already up on the ship at this point.
That means
And you said 12? Emily?
4.
4.
pretty much the same spot. The children are visible. And Knox and Finn are scattered.
Y'all don't have to worry about not killing this thing. It ain't Steyer. So there's a thing causing panic. I should have been ready.
That was sneaky. Good job.
Thank you.
Good job.
Should have been ready.
Good job to the players too. Being the bad guy.
I've been texting him. Like I've
Yes.
got my messages pulled up on my phone. I've been sending him texts, hey, do this, do this, do this, do this.
Yeah.
I was kind of freaked out by the coordination, to be honest.
I texted him earlier before the session, and I was like, hey, sometime during the session, I'm going to text you. Make sure you have your phone. He said, okay. And then he got a small list of information and a small list of what to do.
Yep.
Then we got to do
And
our
then-
meeting. That was pretty sneaky though, taking the